everybody, it's Wednesday. You know what that means? That means that I'm on the website, KatiMorton.com, and I'm also on YouTube. So if you asked your questions on yesterday's video below using the hashtag KatiFAQ, I've gone through and I've answered some of them already, and I have 3 today because I find that if I do more than 3, my videos get really long. And yeah, I have your journal topic at the end, and I have to fix this real quick. Okay, sorry, my phone was making beepy noises. Okay, question number 1. Love this blog and thank you for everything you do. You're very welcome. I enjoyed it a lot. I have a question. I stopped going to my therapist a month ago because I'm not sure he's helping me. He seems to want me to feel sorry for myself and to blame my parents for my problems. Interesting. I end up defending them all the time, and then I go home and I feel sad and weepy. And yet maybe he's helping me get out some painful events that have festered inside me for years and years. Is it good to bring up incidents that does not put our parents in the best light, or is it best to just realize that my parents were human and forgive them? I picked this question because I think it's important for us as consumers, let's say. So I think of myself when I see my therapist, I'm a consumer of her product, her therapy product. And I think it's important for us to be very aware consumers and just know what our rights are, kind of. Now, I'm actually glad that you stopped seeing this therapist. He, for all intents and purposes, could be a great, amazing therapist, but it's not the right fit for you. Now, to kind of answer your questions, should we blame our parents? If they deserve it, if something happened, if they were to blame, but blaming is a word that I don't really think I would use. I would use more a term of, should I process the hurt that was caused by the things that my parents did back then? Probably. Should I blame them now? Probably not. That's the thing that's kind of tricky with therapy, and as we work through it, a lot of times patients will get angry right away, and they'll want to yell, and they'll want to fight, and they'll want to tell their parents to stuff it and where the sun don't shine because all that stuff, blah, 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 right? And other people are like, but they didn't mean to, and they're human, and I don't feel comfortable. And so everybody's different. So that's why I like to use terms like, are we processing past hurts so we can move past them? Yes, we are. Are we making sure that we're placing blame? Not necessarily. Are we working through our anger and frustration and hurt about what has happened? Yes. So I would try to find a therapist that you feel gets you, that understands what you need, because in order for us to be and to get the help that we need and to be in a good fit with a therapist, that has to happen, right? We have to be getting what we need, and they have to talk to us in the way that we think we can hear it best, and then we feel like we're being heard best. Is that making sense? I know sometimes it's kind of confusing, but I believe that sometimes just not a good fit, and maybe that therapist is more of a feisty, like blame it on people kind of thing, and that doesn't work for everybody because we're not all the same, right? So I think it's great you didn't see him, but I would definitely, please find someone else. I promise there'll be someone who fits you perfectly. You'll be like, wow, they're amazing, because that's what you should feel, okay? And when you leave therapy, even though sometimes we're working through hard things and we'll be like, oh, that was a tough session, we should still feel a little bit of relief, okay? Question number 2. Hey, Kati, I was telling a psychiatrist that what I've been struggling with, and he kept saying, I don't have schizophrenia, or I'm just normal, or I don't really actually have an eating disorder, just a range of problems. That really upset me because it makes me feel like he was downsizing my problems, and then I was just making all of my struggles up. Is this a common feeling? I'm now pretending that there was nothing even wrong with me, but I've worked so hard in recovery. Help! I'm so confused now. I would be confused too. What the heck? Sometimes therapists try to downplay things, and I don't know. I'm just telling you why this may have happened. Sometimes therapists try to downplay our struggles and our worries to help us feel like there's hope. Does that make sense? Because sometimes I'll say something to my clients like, you know, a lot of people go through this, and this is something that's very normal. And as time goes on, I promise you, it will pass. And this will be like a molehill that we've made into a mountain, right? And I feel like maybe that's what he's doing, but in almost kind of a make you feel bad kind of way. And he probably didn't even realize. And so 2 things. If you can find another psychiatrist, I would see someone else. Or if you can just see a psychiatrist for your meds and then see a therapist for therapy, that would be great. It just sounds like he's also missing what you're struggling with, and he's not actually listening to you. And if you feel like you're not being listened to, any of you out there, if you feel like you're not being listened to, they're second guessing what you already know is happening, find somebody else. But know, for this person, know that they're in the wrong. You know what you've worked on. You know what your recovery looks like. You know where you've been and where you come from. Don't let their interpretation and their diagnostic criteria that they're talking about persuade you in the wrong direction, the opposite direction of where you're going, because you've worked really hard. You know you have an eating disorder. I don't care if we meet criteria or not, right? It's kind of annoying. It's just a DSM thing, but that doesn't mean you can't be helped with it. Someone can't treat you for it. You can't go to therapy and talk through it. It just means that in the DSM, it doesn't quite fit there. But that means nothing, I promise you. And if something tells you it means something, it's your eating disorder talking. But I would find somebody else, because we should feel heard. We should feel really understood when we go to see someone, especially if we're trusting them and putting them in our treatment team. So yeah, find somebody else, because I know the things you've been through and I know what you've told me about it, and it sounds like they're just really missing the boat here. Okay? Question number 3. I've always noticed how/what others eat, but lately I keep thinking I'm noticing disordered eating in others, but I'm not sure if I'm overreacting because I'm struggling myself. I most notice it when others don't eat for a long period of time because they claim they aren't hungry, but they don't seem to be eating enough. Do you think I'm overreacting? Thanks. And I wanted to pick this question because I hear this all the time from my clients. Oh my goodness, if I didn't hear this at least once a week, I guess I wouldn't have a job. Okay, are we overreacting? Possibly, maybe a little bit. I find that when I'll even include myself in this, because I've been working with eating disorders for a really long time, and almost too long, that I notice right away. First of all, I always feel like I can pick out someone from anywhere, any restaurant that has an eating disorder, from just their mannerisms. Maybe they don't even know they have it, but I'm really hypersensitive. Like all of you that struggle with eating disorders are too, because I always joke, there's this old rap song I used to listen to eons ago. It was like, game, recognize, game. I'm not going to sing the rest, but it's our game recognizing game. We know the game. So I see it happening, and I can't be tricked. But other people don't notice. And is it our place to step in? Answer this for me. If this was you, if you were the person that may have been doing some disordered eating behaviors, would you want someone to say something to you? And if so, how would you react? Because chances are that person may not react the best way. And I honestly think that usually it's when we're struggling, we notice it, because it's our eating disorder getting competitive. So I would encourage you, when this comes up and when you think, they're not eating enough, I think they're anorexic, they didn't eat earlier, they didn't eat their breakfast, maybe, oh, now she's binging, I know, You get in your brain and you talk back to that voice. You say, this is my struggle. I'm struggling. Today I'm going to do this better. And you don't rule me. And we need to talk back to that voice however we can, because trust me, it's just going to make us crazy. Okay? Now, journal topic for today is a quote that I got, and it says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. And that is so powerful, because we can't change a lot of things. We can't change anything but ourselves. So if we don't like something and we can't change it, change the way you think about it. The mind is so powerful. Go back to my video from Monday about dealing with anxiety and doing that meditation, and work on it. Work on yourself. Work on the way you think about things. And I know it's hard, and this isn't something like, oh, do one thing this week. It's not so rigid. But I'd like you to start thinking about the things you daily feel frustrated about that you actually can't change. And then I just want you to be aware so that we can start changing the way we think about it. Okay? I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on Twitter, so ask your questions using the hashtag KatieFAQ, and I'll see you then. Bye!